Hello guys, here is JNM with the current project status of the Unity game Rotado. I added some new interactions and animations. Let's first have a look at this one when Rocco is interacting with this tray object and the rack breaks, okay? Now he should be able to kind of jump onto this book, and as you can see it works, but it doesn't work out of the box. You have to update the Navmesh on the fly, and I will show you now how this can be done by using the new Navmesh components. I'm testing them for a while now, and we will see if I'm able to implement all my requirements. You find the components on GitHub. They are not included in Unity, but I added the link to the video's description. The download contains a documentation and also sample projects. So let's see how this dynamic update of the Navmesh looks like when the game is running. On the left side you can see the blue Navmesh in the scene view. Now we have a Navmesh for the floor and also for the table. I will explain this later on. And I will move now to the rack again and break it. And have a look on the left side, how this Navmesh is calculated on the fly, and the player will be able to jump onto this book. So how about adding a game object now while the game is running, for example a simple cube. And to this cube I add a component called NavmeshSourceTag. And as you can see, the Navmesh is updating because the algorithm for calculating the new Navmesh includes all the objects that have this NavmeshSourceTag component attached. And also the position of the player is adjusted to the new Navmesh. Okay, now let's assume that we don't want this table to be included into the Navmesh because currently the player would be able to walk onto the table if he could reach it. I just add a Navmesh obstacle to the table and disable or remove the NavmeshSourceTag. Then I set the carve property to true and you can see that the table is excluded from the Navmesh. Okay guys, now you say, what you show here is really cool, but what did you do to add the update of this Navmesh during runtime? Well, simple. I added an empty game object to the scene and attached the component local Navmeshbuilder from the Navmesh component examples. This defines a box for which the Navmesh for all objects that are inside of this box and that have the NavmeshSourceTag added is calculated when the geometry changes. And this is basically all. I didn't write code to get this done. What I played a little bit around with is the settings of the Navmesh agent here, because these affect the Navmesh generation. And here you can see how changing the size or the position of the local Navmeshbuilder influences the Navmesh during runtime. Okay my friends, that's it for this video. In the next one I will show you how to create the various animations and other game logic. So guys, I really hope you like this channel and this game, and if you do, then don't forget to subscribe to not miss a future video. And in order to keep the quality and the quantity of my uploads, please consider supporting me on my Patreon. This would really help. Thanks a lot for watching this, and see you soon on JNM.